Now, get her done.
Alexa, play Led Zeppelin.
Here's a station based on Led Zeppelin.
Now wait, now say what? That's right. This is a custom Alexa made for a friend of mine. Had a blast making this. We'll get into it here to find the components. But we have some spalded tamarind here. Absolutely beautiful. 8-inch bowl blank on the bottom. 6-inch bowl blank on the top. This is from cookwoods.com. I'll leave a link in the description for you. And then the number one question I get asked all the time is, where in the heck did you get that radio antenna engraved in that crystal? And the answer is 3dcrystal.com. They did a phenomenal job, super high detail engraving, and I was just blown away. If you see this in person, it's just absolutely amazing. They did a fantastic job. All right, stick around and we'll see how I made this. We're going to go through all the steps and show you all the magic behind all the wood and crystal here. Okay, first up, the number one key component in this whole project is this beautiful 3D crystal. 3dcrystal.com. I was just doing Google searches, trying to find somebody that could do a 3D engraving. We had an STL file of the radio antenna and came across this, and the key thing here is this little chat box in the corner came up. And I started chatting with the person and asking them some questions, and I kind of had an unusual situation where I had my own 4-inch cube crystal, and I was shocked. They were like, sure, we can engrave your crystal, and set up the shipping and all that kind of stuff. And the other really great thing was talking with the person here in the chat, guy named Ali. He's actually one of the 3D artists, so he really knows what he's talking about. This isn't just somebody that's just answering the phone or answering the chat box. The person on the other end of this, they know technical details. They know what can be done, what can't be done. There's no runaround. And they just bent over backwards, allowed me to send them a crystal, which I would think on their part would be super risky, because this crystal has to be an optic grade crystal for this little trick to work, where they change the focus inside of this crystal. So, if I sent him some piece of crap crystal, they would not have been able to put this image inside the crystal, and they would have had to send it back. And but they totally worked with me on it and really did a good job on it. I've done more research since then, comparing them and looking at the quality of their engravings versus other people that do 3D engravings. And you should look through their website. They have some really interesting technology that they're doing here, where they're getting a lot more resolution in their crystals than other people. I think my wife and I, we have one from Disney that we did, and I look at it compared to this radio antenna. And this radio antenna is just phenomenal. Anyways, these guys did a really great job, and they totally got it back to me in time. This was a rush project that had to be done in 2 to 3 weeks, and got it back in time to fully implement this and totally customize it and put it into the project. All right, the next one is Cook Woods. So this is where I got the spalded tamarind. So we can go by species here, and I was specifically looking for spalded tamarind. I had seen it in a local woodcraft store, and I decided that's what I wanted to make it out of. So the local woodcraft store did not have an 8-inch and 6-inch bowl blank in 3 inches. They had like the 8-inch was in like a 2-inch deep. So, but this Cook Woods, they have some really nice wood here. Matter of fact, I didn't even know it. They have exhibition grade spalded tamarind, $168. I mean, this is some really, really super nice spalded Tamarind. I didn't go that crazy on this project. I tried to keep it under control, and one of these like $60 ones is what I did for the 8x8x3, and you can see that this is still, the spalding on this is just absolutely beautiful, and you can actually see it in the special award that I made for this guy as well. But this one-stop shop, they had all the different sizes, they had everything in stock, and they had some really good deals and free shipping. So this was a no-brainer. I'll be definitely ordering from these guys again. Makes it very quick to find exactly what you want. They have some great website that's easy to navigate, and definitely going to be coming back here and getting more bowl blanks and spindle blanks for future projects. All right, so this is the raw material. I've got the crystal in the white box on top, the 2 pieces of tamarind, and the Alexa sitting there to the right. This is a little LED test. I just threw a strip of LEDs underneath this thing to see what it looked like and get an idea, and looked pretty phenomenal. There's a little bit of snail trails in the bottom. That's all the wax from the bowl blanks on top that's on the bottom of the crystal. All right, so this is the big 8-inch block on the bottom. Upside down, we're milling out a square hole or a square pocket that's going to basically fit the cover that holds the Alexa in. So the Alexa goes in the bottom of the big 8-inch block, and then there's a square cover that gets screwed onto it that basically holds it in there. So this is just making the pocket for that 1/4-inch acrylic, and you'll see here in the next few clips on how I make that 1/4-inch acrylic cover. So after this gets going down in here a little bit, all right, so this is making the hole, the round hole that the Alexa pocket, the round pocket hole that the Alexa is going to fit into. So this is a really deep hole. The Alexa itself is like 2 inches deep. So, this whole thing has to be buried into this 3-inch block really far. So I got quite a bit of the end mill sticking out here. And you'll hear on some of these other milling operations, you might hear a little bit of chatter because this end mill is sticking out so far to get way down inside of this bowl blank. But it ended up working. I had to take a slat out of my CNC machine and actually put this block of wood on the table underneath and clamp it to the table to get enough clearance for the end mill this long to go down in this. Most CNC machines only have about 6 inches of Z, and then there's a good 2 inches or so of this bit sticking out here. So you have a 3-inch bowl blank, all that stuff adds up pretty quick, where it makes it very difficult to mill down that far inside of this thing. So you can see how deep this is going in here, and you can see my step over. I think my step over is about 40%, and which is pretty good. I have a belt driven machine, so this nothing's super fast in the milling here. It's just a router, but it does really well. It's kind of interesting. The swirl goes backwards.
Yep, it fits. Sweet.
Yeah, so that was the test fit of the Alexa at the bottom. Okay, so now we're on the top piece. So this is the 6-inch bowl blank on the top, going down into the top. And this is the pocket that basically the crystal itself will sit down inside of. And there's 3 layers here, 3 stair steps down pockets that go down inside this thing. And each one of these squares are concentric and get a little bit smaller. So you can see the upper stair step that holds the one-way mirror that looks down inside of the chamber. Then there's another stair step that a second one-way mirror sits on with the mirror facing up. The LEDs go in between that, and then in the very bottom pocket is where the LEDs go. So basically making 3 square pockets, all concentric, and have a little step on them. And that creates the ridges for all these things to sit inside. And again, this is looking down into the top of the top block. So, and again, we're milling in pretty far here. So nothing crazy. Got about a 0.2 depth of cut, 40% step over, and just doing. I believe this is conventional milling. So we're going with the rotation of the bit. All right, so test fit. We throw the crystal on top and see what it looks like and make sure it fits. And wanted to make it fit so that, fit as good as possible. All right, so here you can see the 3 stair steps, and this is the controller, the LED controller on the underside into that pocket. All right, so now we're done with those pockets. Now we're doing some laser cutting. This is in actual speed. This is cutting 1/4 inch acrylic. This is all those. This is that 1/4 inch plate that goes on the bottom. It has a bazillion little holes in it so that you can. So the Alexa, you can hear the Alexa, and when you speak your sound of your voice, the Alexa can hear you as well. And then the Alexa is in the bottom facing down, so all the LEDs in the Alexa will shine through this clear plate and illuminate the table below when you talk to the Alexa. So you can see the 4 corners, holes. This gives you a better idea what it looks like there. So that just basically holds the Alexa in and gives a clear plate so the LEDs of the Alexa can go through. And here we have
Alexa, what's the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Fredericksburg, there will be showers, with a high of 72 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 51 degrees.
So a little test there, the electronics. The LED strip controller has a mode where it's music, where when it senses sound, it actually lights up. So that was key for this, so that whenever the Alexa is talking or playing, it basically lights the cube up top. And here's a test when it was finally finished. It was all looking really good. Had to mute this. I think it's playing some different songs, but because you can't play the songs on YouTube without having, I don't know what you have to do with the license.
Hey Alexa. Hey Alexa. Play AC/DC. Play AC/DC.
To just play songs by AC/DC, you'll need to sign up.
So again, have to cut some of the audio out here. But you can see when you're talking to Alexa, it lights up.
Alexa, play Led Zeppelin.
Here's a station based on Led Zeppelin.
All right, so this is, again, we had to cut the music out. All right, so this is in total darkness. It looked really good in the dark. It's just unbelievable. So the LED in between the mirrors creates an infinity effect, so it looks like the LEDs go all the way through the table when you look through the top. There's really only like 8 LEDs in there, but because of all the reflections inside the cube and then the infinity mirror replicating the LEDs, it just looks like there's 60 LEDs in there. Really cool effect. Came out really well. Better than expected. The one-way film that I use on the acrylic lets a little bit of light through, which is plenty to light up this cube. And here we go, this final look at it again. And you can see in broad daylight, it just looks phenomenal as well. This is his Range Rat logo on the side, and his other words, adapt, overcome, improvise, is engraved on the right side. And then a little nice plaque on the front for the thank you for all of his service and everything. So looks really good. All right, this finishes this video, so you guys know what's next.
Now, get her done.